Have you ever just looked at something huge and wondered how it all started? Like, what turns a tiny spark of an idea into something that changes the world? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. We're going to map out the whole innovator's journey, right from that first aha moment all the way to making a real, tangible impact. Ready? Let's jump in. So, yeah, that's the big question, right? What really turns a simple idea into a global force? And it's not some kind of magic trick. It's a process. It's this incredible journey of creativity, taking some pretty big risks and being unbelievably resilient. So, how does it all go down? Let's start right at the beginning. Okay, so every great journey has to start somewhere. For an innovator, it all begins with that spark. This is the part where we're going to look at where these game-changing ideas actually come from. How are they born? What even are they? So, the first thing we got to get straight is that innovation doesn't always mean inventing something brand new out of thin air. A lot of the time, it's about taking something that exists and making it radically better. Just think about Netflix. I mean, they didn't invent movies, right? But they totally revolutionized how we watch them. That leap from getting DVDs in the mail to just streaming instantly, that right there, that's pure innovation. Now, if you're an innovator, there are basically two main paths you can take. First, you've got what's called entrepreneurship. This is where you're an employee and you're driving new ideas within an existing company. You get to be super creative, but the company is the one taking on the financial risk. And then you've got entrepreneurship. That's when you go out and build a whole new business from scratch and you personally take on all, and I mean all, of the risk.
And here's a perfect example of entrepreneurship in action. Ken Kutaragi. This guy was working at Sony. He spotted an opportunity, he developed this wild idea, and boom, he created the PlayStation. The key thing is, he didn't have to mortgage his house or risk his life savings. Sony backed the whole project. And the result? A massive, massive win for the company, all because one of their own employees had a vision.
Okay, now let's look at the flip side. Entrepreneurship. Take Hannah Joyce. She saw this gap in the market, a need that just wasn't being met. But she didn't have a giant corporation backing her. Nope. She took the personal and the financial leap all by herself to start her company, Flexera. And that, right there, is the heart of being an entrepreneur. You spot a gap and you find the courage to go out and fill it all on your own. So that begs the question, why? Why would anyone take on that kind of risk? What is it that drives an innovator to bet everything on their idea? Let's really dig into the motivations, the powerful forces pushing them forward. It's easy to think it's all about the money. And sure, financial freedom is part of it. But honestly, the reasons are often way more personal, more human. For some, it's that deep down need for independence, to just be your own boss. For others, yeah, it's about building long-term financial security. But more and more, you see innovators who are driven by something else entirely. This desire to make a real social impact, to solve a problem that they just can't stop thinking about. All right, so having a fantastic idea and being super motivated is a great start. But it's not enough. Not even close. To actually succeed, an innovator needs a very specific set of skills. Think of it as their essential toolkit for the long, winding road ahead. First up in the toolkit, resilience. And let me tell you, this one is absolutely non-negotiable. Pretty much every single new venture is going to hit roadblocks. You're going to face failures. Resilience is that grit, that inner drive that makes you get back up, learn from what went wrong, and just keep pushing forward, no matter what.
Next up, you have to be proactive. I mean, the market is not going to wait for you to catch up. A successful innovator doesn't just react when change happens to them. They see it coming. They're always looking around the corner, spotting the next opportunity or fixing a problem before anyone else even knows it exists.
And of course, creativity. This is the fuel for the whole engine of innovation. It's that ability to just see things differently, to connect dots that nobody else is connecting, and to come up with something so unique, so cool that people just stop in their tracks and go, whoa, I need that in my life. But here's the thing. Even if you've got all the skills in the world, nobody, and I mean nobody, succeeds alone. A smart innovator knows this. They know how to find their allies. So the question is, where do you find these support systems? The ones you need to actually turn a cool idea into a real business.
Well, let's take a look at one example. In Ireland, the government has set up this really clear, structured pathway for support. It all starts at the local level with what they call local enterprise offices, or LEOs. Then it scales up to the national level with Enterprise Ireland. And now it's all unified under one single spot, the National Enterprise Hub. And if we zoom in on those local enterprise offices, the help they give isn't just fluffy, abstract advice. It's super concrete and practical. We're talking training courses like Start Your Own Business to build your skills, one-on-one mentoring with people who've actually been there and done that, financial grants to help you get off the ground, and networking events so you can connect with other business owners. It's the whole package, really. Okay, so we've covered the spark, what drives people, the skills you need, and the support that's out there. Now let's pull back and look at the big picture. Why does any of this actually matter? What's the real, ultimate impact of all this innovation? Well, for one thing, the ambition here doesn't just stop at the local borders. To help businesses think bigger and go global, Enterprise Ireland has a network of more than 30 offices all over the world. Their whole job is to connect these local ideas to massive international markets. I mean, that's the scale of the vision we're talking about. And that support network, it is absolutely vast. The National Enterprise Hub basically acts like a single front door to more than 180 different kinds of support, coming from over 19 different state bodies. What that really means is that it's simpler than it has ever been for an innovator to find the exact help they need right when they need it. And this is why it all matters so much. The impact of just one successful idea creates this incredible ripple effect. For the business itself, it means getting a real competitive advantage. For the wider economy, it means new jobs, real growth, and more exports. And for society as a whole, well, innovation can be the key to solving our biggest challenges, everything from environmental sustainability to creating a more inclusive community. So there you have it. We've walked through the entire journey, from that one simple spark all the way to a global impact. We've seen the path, we've looked at the tools, and we've seen the support that's out there. So really, there's only one question left to ask. What's the problem that you're passionate about? What's the gap in the world that you see? What will your idea solve?